Nissan Altima. Unpaid parking tickets.
Mother had a car,
Yes, ma'am.
and she was letting you drive the car.
Yes, ma'am.
When did she start to let you drive the car?
Don't quite remember the month or year. I know it was 2016.
Well, then, this is court, so there are certain questions you should... the car. Did you start to drive the car?
I'm going to guesstimate July or August.
Of what year? Name is the car.
The car was registered in my mother's name.
But it was intended to be your car.
It was...
You have been 16.
Correct, ma'am.
Until when?
Until January of this year.
And what happened to the car in January?
Medical issues, and it also was involved in a shootout in my block. And the car was pretty much like totaled.
Since the summer of 2016.
The car was paid for in full, ma'am. I paid for the car.
So you paid for the car when it was in your mother's name?
Correct.
And it was put in your mother's name because of either one of two reasons. Either because you had a bad name or because you weren't supposed to be driving.
No, ma'am, I could drive.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
Pay for it with their own money, which your mother doesn't deny. But put the car in her mother's name unless... Well, then you explain to me some reason that this brain is in full in your mother's name.
I had a 2011 Altima and still paying that car payment, and I was still dealing with that issue, and that's the reason why my mom put the car in
If
her.
I break that down into what happened, you had a 2011 Altima that I don't believe the story.
Okay.
I don't believe that a 40-year-old woman pays for a car in full. $1,300 for a car, you paid for it in full, and you insured it.
Yes, ma'am.
So it was
liability. Yes.
Liability only. And yet you said, I don't need the car in my name. I'm going to put the car in.
No, ma'am.
Then you're going to have to tell me a reason, I believe.
Well, the other car, the older car, the 2011.
That doesn't give me a reason why you put the car in your mother's name.
Well,
that just says you...
I had car payments on that car, and that was the reason why I had the car put in my mother's name.
You had a car that had a blown engine that couldn't be moved, that you were paid for.
Yes, ma'am.
And current or anything else. And you paid $1,300 for a car that you could drive, a car in my mother's name.
I needed a car because I needed to get back and forth to work, and I
see
needed
that.
to get
You
back
paid
and forth.
for it. I'm still not reason why the car is in your mother's name, that I believe.
I'm sorry you don't believe that.
And if I don't believe your mother, I'm going to dismiss smart. Maybe. I'll find out.
Won't return her car or pay for the tickets and tolls she
For anything other than the fact that she couldn't put the car in her own name for some reason.
Tickets and violations.
That's not true.
There. Well, when your daughter came to you and said to you, Mom, I need a car to get to and from work. I can't register in violations on this car. I want to put it in your name. I'll pay for it, and I'll cover it for insurance.
Once she gets those things taken care of, she was giving me the car because I didn't have a car at the time.
That's not true. She had a cab.
You allowed her to put the car in your name because the Department of Motor Vehicles would not have let her bought this car.
Right.
Then I can't help you.
Your Honor, I have a car in my name now.
Be quiet. It's one of the easiest theories in the court, which is you don't come into court unless you have clean hands. Not only a legal question, but an ethical question. Because by you allowing your daughter to put the car in your name, because the government wouldn't have let her put a car in her name.
But she needed the car for work, and it was
that's too bad. You come to court with clean hands. She said to you that she had parking tickets and other tickets in 2019. Well, you're her mother. You allowed her to put the car in your name because she had too many violations. If what you say is true, that she is irresponsible, doesn't do the right thing, she's 40 years old, and you're suing her.
Because I can't afford the bills that she racked up.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Neither can I. You have tickets and violations. Take the bus, pay off your tickets and violations, instead of save up enough money and buy another car. That's what you do. And if you think tickets, tolls, and other things that have accumulated over the last year and a half, and she had a 2000, if you want me to think that she was still paying for the loan on that car, I'm younger than he is.
Well, I didn't say that, Judge.
We're done.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step up.